Sylvanian Family Values Q&A with Andrew Bowen. That's me. Hello everyone. Today we don't have an animation for you because I have decided to do a Q&A session where I answer some of the questions that I have in my comments feed on my videos and also from some of my English students. Now, before I start answering the questions that I have received, I want to do a video very soon which gives the top 10 scenes of all the animations that I've done so far with Sylvanian families. Okay? If you are interested in voting towards this, what I want you to do is put down 3 of your favourite scenes from the entire 2 seasons that I've done so far. That's 20 animations. And then very soon, once we've got all the votes in after a month, then I'm going to do a video that goes through our best top 10 scenes in the animations that we've done so far. Okay? So, now let's get on with the questions. Okay, the very first question that we have here is, who is your favourite Sylvanian family character? Okay. Well, I'll show you now. My favourite character is this one here. This is Susie Chiffon. She's called Karen in the actual Sylvanian family series. But my wife does her voice in the animations and she does it very well. And so she is the favourite character that I have, followed by Delirio. Okay. We have the next question now, and this one is, when and why did you start collecting Sylvanian families? Okay. Well, the when is, well, last year, round about Christmas time. And why? Well, I am an English teacher over here in Brazil, and I teach English. But also, I like to do animations. I've done animations in the past, and I'm probably showing some video here of some animations I've done, so that you'll probably be able to see them now. I'm going to do that after I've done this entire video, with an overlay, I guess. Okay? But yes, I've done animations in the past, and I wanted to combine animations with things that would help our students learn English. And my wife wanted to get me something for Christmas, and she couldn't think what. And while we were looking for something to buy for my nephew, we were in a children's toy shop, and they had Sylvanian families on sale there, and all the things were written in English. It was the grocery store. And so my wife bought me the grocery store for Christmas to do some animations with in order to help our students learn English. And since then, well, I've just been doing more and more animations. And gradually, the Sylvanian family world has been building up. So that's when and why. Okay. And now the next one. How many Sylvanian characters do you have? Well, let's have a look over here. If we look this way, I have all the ones that I have just here. Okay, every time that I need a new character for one of my animations, I usually go and buy one. As far as I'm aware, I have 46 of these so far. You can see that I also have several buildings. I've forgotten, is it Beechwood Hall House, the City House, the Starter Home, Raspberry Cottage, and also a few other ones down here. You will also notice that I also do model making for other different kinds of scales for different games and things like that. But yes, I have 46 Sylvanian family characters so far. Okay? And as I need new characters, then the amount will get bigger. I still have some shelf space, but my place where I work is quite small. Okay? Okay, and now I've laid out all the families here so you can see. We've got the chocolate rabbit family there. We've got the Labrador family. The silk cat ones, the sheep family, I call them Snow, that's their last name. Then we've got the alpine family, that's the alpaca one. The koalas, grey meadow. Chiffon family, the chiffon dog one. The elephant family, the stomp family. Scuttlemouse family. This one hasn't got a name yet, but they'll be introduced soon. And finally we've got Albert Whisker with Bethany Whisker and his daughter Emily Whisker. Okay, so that is the amount of families I've got so far, but they'll increase as the episodes progress. Okay, now we have the next question, which is, can Polly Pocket MDF houses be used with Sylvanian family houses? Okay, now this is all a question of scale. Okay, scale is what we use when we have something that is a replica of something that is usually much bigger. Okay, and we'll be using a special measurement for this, which is the Freya measure. Freya is about 7.5 centimetres tall, okay, and so I will use her with different forms of scale. So let's have a look at the following photos. Now, Sylvanian families is a short 1/16 scale, which means that Freya is 1 metre and 20 centimetres tall, although the houses work well with a standard 1/18 scale. In this picture, Freya is surrounded by buildings, hills and spaceships that are all in 1/4000 scale, or 1 centimetre to 40 metres. On this scale, Freya would be 300 metres tall, and it would make playing a game of Finding Freya very easy. We now go to 1/800 scale, where 1 centimetre equals 8 metres. On this scale, Freya is 60 metres tall. And here is Freya again, surrounded by 1/300 scale buildings and figures. With 1/300 scale, 1 centimetre is 3 metres. So Freya is 22.5 metres tall here. The house that she is next to is close to the size of the starter home, just a bit bigger. And here is the starter home at 1/60 scale. We can see that Freya towers over the other models, and she would be about 4.5 metres tall on this scale. Because Sylvanian families is a 1/16 short scale, the starter home on this scale is much smaller than other buildings of the same scale. And here is Freya in a meeting on this scale, and she is quite imposing. I'm sure the other people in the meeting wouldn't want to upset her. However, on this scale, she can barely fit through the doors. And she won't have a good night's sleep on this bed. It's too small. In one of my future animations, I hope to make a spaceship like this, but on a bigger scale, so that the characters can travel through space. Maybe. And here we have the starter home next to this scale. But we are interested in the Polly Pocket scale. And Polly Pocket uses a 1/24 scale. On this scale, Freya would be 1 metre and 80 centimetres tall. In the standard Sylvanian house, we can see that Freya has plenty of headroom. But with the Polly Pocket scale, the ceiling is about 2 centimetres lower. Most furniture can fit in the houses, but the doors are quite thin, as the Sylvanian family characters have a 1/16 size base. Also, the characters cannot use the stairs in the houses. Some furniture, such as the bunk beds, are too tall for the house, so they won't fit either. If we look at the bunk bed in the starter home, we can really see the difference in ceiling height. However, most furniture has no problem. Another problem is with some of the characters. Freya's mother has some difficulty going through some of the doors because of her ears, although in the rooms themselves it isn't too bad. It is more evident with the front door. Freya can get in with few problems, but her mother cannot. But don't despair, because characters that don't have tall ears can fit through, such as Delirio here. but again, the scale is a little too small. If Delirio has this house, then Mother Rabbit cannot visit. Okay, and on to our next question. Okay, which is, do you ever wish that you lived in a Sylvanian home? Okay, well, for me personally, not really. They do look quite nice, but I do have a nephew who is about 2.5 years old, and I introduced him to one of the Sylvanian houses, and he was actually trying to get him through the door. He was a bit too big for this, though, but he started trying to put his foot in and then trying to squeeze in, but he couldn't get in. Okay. However, there was one time when I was doing the animation, I think it was animation number 15, which was where Delirio goes to the restaurant and orders food to eat. And actually, by doing the animation itself, I actually started feeling hungry and wanted to have a barbecue or something. Okay, so when you actually do animating in these sort of places, you sort of feel the atmosphere, even if it is all fake, which is kind of nice, really. Okay. And the final question that we have here is, your animations are amazing. How are you able to animate the Sylvanian dolls so well? Okay. Well, actually, I have done a lot of animating in the past when I was much younger, and then I didn't do it for about 10 years, and then I started back doing animating again. I recently did animating when it comes to little battles with tanks shooting. Basically, I've got the things being shown here on the overlay, things like that. And I did animations for battle games and things like that. But then I seem to have got more into doing the animation of Sylvanian families. And when I create the animations, I do a script first that I work to, and then I start doing all the photos. But when you are doing the animation, you start to get into the character of each of the little dolls that is talking. And as you get into character, sometimes these little dolls will say things that you didn't write in the script. It's almost like they dictate what happens in the episode. You sort of like have to feel yourself in the character, and also when you do this, it helps you to animate the character when they are talking. And it's interesting because Susie, you may realise, has this little quirk of spinning around when she is very excited. This first happened in episode 4. It just felt like the thing that she would do. And ever since then, she does it all the time whenever she is excited. But this is something that was never scripted. It's just something that I felt the character wanted to do at particular moments. And now she does. Okay. And I think that is it for all the questions. As I mentioned earlier about voting, if you can, in the comment section below, vote for your 3 favourite scenes, the most favourite scenes in the entire 20 series, and then very soon, in about a month's time, I'm going to do a special episode where I go through the top 10 animations, okay? Right, well, that's all for me. One other thing as well, some people had questions about how I made some of the things, such as the wooden floorboards, the stone floor, Delirio's suitcase, and also the walls of some of the rooms. Okay, over the next few episodes, I'm going to be showing how I made some of these things so that you can have the opportunity of doing it at home. Okay, so look out for those, and put in your votes for your favourite scenes, and goodbye for now. Oh, and also very soon, maybe in the next month, I will start the next season of Sylvanian Families. Okay? Well, bye for now.